bags where horror lies.
Welcome to Body Bags, everyone. It's week 112. I'm OUTSIDER365. Hello, YouTube. And the movie I've decided to review this week is Wrong Turn Part 5, Bloodlines. And the synopsis of this one is a small West Virginian town is hosting the legendary Mountain Man Festival on Halloween, where throngs of costume party-goers gather for a wild night of music and mischief. But an inbred family of hillbilly cannibals kill the fun when they trick and treat themselves into a group of visiting college students. Yeah, so the movie starts kind of, you got the 5 kids or college students, or they're meant to be, or high school students, or whatever the fuck they are. 3 guys, 2 girls, and they're on a camping trip for the Mountain Man music festival. So Mountain Man, it's the 10-year anniversary of it. So, you know, and they later on they say it's got something to do with the Mountain Man and previous, you know, a previous historical event. But I mean, it doesn't kind of lay into it celebrating the events that happened in the first fucking movie. But anyway, kind of, yeah, it opens up with one couple are like having sex in the tent, and the other 3 creep up and surprise them dressed as mountain men. You know, so they have the masks, the deformed faces, and the fucking hatchets, and the knives, and the, you know, the hillbilly clothing and all that stuff. And yet it's a festival, and most of the people are just dressed like that for it. So it's kind of that thing I was talking about in Hellraiser 8 again, where they kind of take the believability of it, especially the wardrobe department, when they kind of show people wearing masks or dressed like who the killers in the movie are. You know, it kind of fucks it up from the start there. So off to a bad start with the kind of premise of it anyway. And yeah, there's 3 hillbillies now, or 3 mountain men that are up still killing, you know, visitors and shit like that, and stealing their cars and all this stuff. And they're all living with this guy, this hillbilly, who's taken 3 of them in and has kind of taken care of them, because he's a homicidal maniac as well, who is Maynard, who's actually played by Doug Bradley. Doug Bradley plays the kind of this fugitive that's been on the run for murder for 30 years, and he's accommodating 3 of the mountain men and all their killing spree and everything. He's keeping them in line and stuff. And Doug is actually good in this movie. I think he does a good performance. He starts out with the total hillbilly thing, and kind of towards the end he's being total Doug Bradley Pinhead kind of stuff, the way he's kind of talking and philosophizing and stuff at the end, a la Pinhead and stuff. But he's very good in this. So the 5 kids are in the town for the music festival, and as they're driving, they hit the Doug Bradley character. You know, he goes out of his way to cause a car crash. They go to tend to him. He was playing possum, as they say, and like knifes one of them, and they start kicking the shit out of them. And the police arrive. 2 police, the sheriff, the lady sheriff, and the deputy, deputy. And the mountain men were all kind of set to kill or capture all the 5 kids and stuff, but they kind of, you know, they stop dead in their tracks in the woods when they see the 2 police, which is a bit weird, because I'll get to that. So they're apprehensive and they don't want to kill the sheriff and the deputy, so they like hold back, and then the sheriff calls the wagon, and they take the 5 kids away and Doug Bradley, and they lock them all up, and they search the car, and one of the kids has, like, you know, a ton of weed and stuff in there, so she's going to hold them on drugs charges and all this shit. So they're in the cell and stuff, and they have Doug in one cell and the kids in the other, and then one of the kids, I think it's was it Billy? Maybe Billy. He just tells the sheriff that, look, it was my drugs, it wasn't my friend, so let them go. So she does. So then he's in the cell, and there's a drunk in the cell too, and Doug Bradley. So they fuck off back to the hotel. Then they decide they don't want to go to the music festival because of all the shit that's happened, and Billy's going to go to jail and all this shit. And meanwhile, during all this, the mountain men are hatching this plan to spring Maynard, you know, their buddy, out of the prison and stuff. And basically, one by one, they go about killing the teenagers, or the students, or the college students, whatever. They're definitely not fucking teenagers. About killing them. And the town is kind of luckily abandoned, especially for filming. There's nobody else in the town except for the sheriff's office and their hotel. So they're around this kind of movie set streets, which is very obviously easy to see everything because there's nothing on the street except what's going on. They one by one, and then they go to break Maynard out of the prison and stuff. So that's the general kind of story, elaborated a bit and gone into. What did I think of this one? I thought it would be worse. I thought it would be a lot worse. I've seen them all so far, except for 6. And the one with the prisoners and stuff, I think, was the worst. And I forget which one that was. And there was the one with Henry Rollins. Maybe that was the second one, which was the reality show. But this one's okay. I mean, the acting is not great in it. Doug Bradley is very good in it. The kills in this one are very elaborate. They're very over the top and well thought out, big fucking kills and stuff. There's very few just, slash kills and stuff. Like, there's opportunities for the mountain men when they catch one of them to kill them. But they go to, a few of the kills are very, ropes and pulleys and mechanisms and things like this. And there's one terrible kill with the fucking sledgehammers. If you've seen it, the one I mean, where they have the guy and the sledgehammers. That's nasty. And then they have an opportunity to kill 2 of the kids in another scene near the sheriff's office, but they don't. They take them to like a football field and rig up this fucking, again, this big over-the-top, elaborate death kind of scenario. And that's the kills in it. Yeah, they're really over the top. They're quite well done, They're done fair enough. I really didn't expect much from this movie. It's fairly okay. It's watchable. It kept me watching, I didn't get bored of it. I thought it was okay. A bit of a subdued ending, not like the most original ending ever, but definitely not a cliched ending for a movie like this. Soundtrack was okay. All in all, I mean, if you've seen the other Wrong Turn movies, it's just another Wrong Turn movie, but it's definitely not one of the worst of them. It's pretty okay. Anything I'm leaving out of it, kill-wise and stuff, I've talked about, I did read this as well. It's the only Wrong Turn movie up to this point that doesn't have a kill featuring barbed wire. But other than that, it's the 3 mountain men. Again, there are different versions of the mountain men. How many of these must be spread out and exist and stuff. But they all seem to have the same kind of one that has the long hair and just giggles and laughs all the time, makes the kind of high-pitched noises and runs around all goofy and shit. Like, that character guy is in this one as well, who seems to kind of be in all of them, but looks different in all of them. Makeups and masks and stuff weren't that great. But again, they kind of fucked that up already by having the characters that start dressed like the mountain men, as I mentioned already. There is a scene where the mountain men are actually walking through the town, and they have some of the festival goers are on the way to the festival, and the mountain men just walk through as they are, weapons and arms and everything, and just kind of jokingly around, because they can go out at Halloween night, at this festival night, and no one will recognize it's them. Anyway, I've dragged on. Wrong Turn 5, pretty okay. Definitely not the worst in the Wrong Turn franchise so far, but if you haven't seen it, give it a check. I thought it was all right. I'm OUTSIDER365. Thanks a lot for checking out the review. Back with another one soon. Take care. See you. Bye-bye.